made it to the boat ramp, and it is brisk, but it's coming up 9 o'clock in the morning now, so I'm not too early. If I was here earlier, it'd be very freezing. It's about 7 degrees. Lake Rotoiti, closest ramp to where I live. It's middle of August, so it's middle of winter here. I'm just going to show you the setup. Haven't been on a ski for a while, which I'll talk about in a second, but let's have a look. Here we go. Tesla Y, it's an LFP, rear wheel drive Shanghai model. And I've got a GTI 130, which I'll talk about in a second as well. I think towing experience was great. I've always had utes, so going to an EV has been a massive change for me. But this is going to be a work in progress in terms of planning my trips, because I'm seeing that I'm only getting about 50% of the range that I would have otherwise towing. There's probably a few things I could do here. This is a relatively heavy ski and a heavy trailer. I could probably get a lighter trailer. Can't do much with the ski. GTI 130. It's lighter than the RXT and RXP which I've had, but yeah, I can't really reduce the weight there. But I think also the drag is a component of it, which I can't really change either, obviously. So towed really well, just super comfortable, and more comfortable than utes have had, that's for sure. So pretty pleased about that. It's just the range part of it that obviously is a consideration. I think I'll probably put some different sponsons on it. Don't know why, because I can. Maybe do a bit of changing up to wrap, things like that, in colours. But other than that, it's just a really friendly, relatively economical ski that's just easy, and it does everything I need to do. So I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, so it's winter. Need that. And I've got the Jet Pilot tool coat, which is a trench coat of jet ski coats. Goes right down. Really good. And then I'll put some gloves on as well, which will keep me nice and toasty. Now, the next thing I'm obviously anxious about, just a little bit, is keeping the Tesla out of the water. So this is the rear wheel drive. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. I mean, I've had utes and towed skis with cars, not like I'm pulling a big boat. And it's rear wheel drive, but they've got really good traction control. So I don't see it being an issue. I just want to make sure nothing other than the rear tyres are touching the water. Not so much of a concern fresh water, but obviously salt water, and depending on the gradient of the ramp, might be an issue. So this is the ramp we're dealing with today, and I'll show you me getting in and out of it. I don't see any issues at all with that, although it's quite shallow, so we'll see how we go. Might have to be a bit careful when I get into this one. That wasn't too bad. We're just about to start up, first time starting up. Oi, she's going. The old aviators on. Oi, yes, we are in business. Let's get moving. Always like coming out of this part. And check this out, someone's put a ladder up to a rope swing. How awesome is that? That'll be good fun in summer. Might be a bit of a Wim Hof right now. be pretty cold in the lake. So this is different. So I haven't got anything on this side for the first time. And all I've got here is mode, info and trip. I haven't got VTS. No cruise control. It's kind of refreshing actually, because I don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. I'll probably put the music on, but to be fair, I didn't even know about that. It's kind of nice not having to worry about it. The amount of times I've sat there with the Bluetooth trying to get it connected when I'm out on the water, and then it disconnects and reconnects, and I mean, for the most part it's fine, but it's just when it doesn't work and you want to be out there and escaping from everything, and sometimes the music's a bit of a pain. Sometimes it's great though. Chuck a bit of your tunes on, so I probably will put it back on there eventually, but I'll enjoy it without it. See, there's some more of those weeds. Got to watch out for those. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I really lucked out in the weather here. And because it's the middle of winter, there's nobody on the lake, so I'm just going to have a blat around and see how we go. Okay, I think we're going to try and do a faster speed. Probably should find somewhere quiet, somewhere should find somewhere calm rather. It's a bit choppy out here, not too bad, but a little bit of half-foot chop. Found a nice calm spot here. How beautiful is it today? So we're going to try an acceleration and faster speed run. Let's see how this goes. Okay, this is not in sport mode, so let's give it a go now. Well, the acceleration, like immediately there's no jump there. Obviously I had an RXP, so when you put that thing in sport mode, she takes off even in normal. But once you get up to about 10k an hour, it's going. And I hit 91k an hour there. I think 90k an hour, which I believe I'll round down here into miles per hour, but that's faster than I thought it would go. I don't know whether the guy I bought it off chipped it. I'll have to have a chat to him. But to be honest, I don't know if I mean, it'd be nice to get over 100, so I'll see what I can do, but that's a normal. I'll have a bit of a blat now in sport, see how that goes. Alright, sport mode. I'm relatively confident something has been done to the ski. I mean, this is the first time I've been on a GTI 130. I've had a 170 SE before, and this feels quicker than that. So in sport mode, it's going. I'm relatively confident something's been chipped. But I don't know if I need much more of that, to be honest. It's still heaps of fun. Skids around. This hull's really good for fun because you can slide that tail out and everything like that. Completely different to the RXP, where you just hold on and dig in, it just goes where you point it. So pretty happy with this. We're just coming into Gorilla Rock. I've been here before in previous videos, and I've got to come here in summer and show you people jumping off here, because this place is packed in summer. And up the top there, that's a jump that people jump down in there. I've done that a couple of times. It's higher than it looks when you get up there. Good fun. You jump off there. And then you can climb up here. Look, someone's put a rope there to help you get up the rock. Last time I climbed up there, I took a tumble, so that's probably a good idea. Although I wouldn't be basing your agility off my agility, let's put it that way. So you clamber your way up there, and then you can jump off again. There's actually a track that takes you down the other side to the jetty. Just a good fun place. Just a good fun place to be. This is such a cool little peninsula. When it's a nice day like this, you can just cruise right in, anchor up. There's a long drop somewhere out in the bush, and there's a picnic table. It's stunning. Today I'm just going to cruise around to the natural hot pools. There's a couple of them that I know about at least, and I just want to show you how you can get there, where you dock your ski or your boat, how you walk to them. Because to be honest, when I first tried to go there, I couldn't find an easy place to find that out. So hopefully this inspires you to get out here and makes it easy for you just to launch your ski or your boat and just go straight there. So great spot, great day. There's nobody on the water. It's very early spring, so quite cold, hence me looking like a bit of an idiot. I've got my old hooded jacket on with the goggles, so sometimes it's leave your ego behind and function before aesthetics. So that's what we're going for today. So yeah, this is living, I can tell you that much. Let's get into it. So on the eastern side of the lake, there's plenty of these small, somewhat sandy, stony beaches. Not a lot of big rocks in the water on the beaches itself, but there are, if you look at this, there is a mixture of sand and stones, pebbles. So if you're worried about the bottom of your ski or your boat, you probably want to be anchoring just offshore here and coming in. Given I've got the GTI hull, I'm not as worried about it. It's the best thing about that hull is you don't get overly concerned about the bottom of it. I mean, obviously you still care, but not as much as say on one of the SD3 hulls. And you can't see the mountain. The mountain's usually overlooking you there, Mount Tarawera, but that's just a little bit of clouds. Hopefully that comes out. But you could bring a picnic in here and have a sit, have a lie down. Enough room for a towel. Let's keep moving. Push it out deep. Never do a shallow start. There. Goes the water taxi. It's taking people over to the hot pools and probably the walk. It goes quite regularly. It's one way to get there. Okay, so now I am at what I'm going to call the neck, which is where you turn around and go straight down into the bay, which takes you to the hot pool. So I started over there, and all I did was hug the coast. It's not long. If you had good speed up, you'd be here in a few minutes, but I was just taking my time, cruising around, having a look. And here I am. So it's a bit of wake here from the water taxi. You can see, so there's, I don't know how long was that, it's probably 300 or 400 meters, the opening to that neck. If you go down that way, keep going that way, which would be east, you can get to the Cascade Walkway, which takes you to the Tarawera Falls. And obviously we want to go that way. So this can get quite choppy. It can get very choppy. It's actually surprising how much chop this lake can draw. It's not a huge lake. It's one of the bigger ones around here. I don't know whether it's just the wrong wind you can get, but today there's hardly anything right now. So there's nothing, but yeah, this is probably the choppiest part if you're trying to get to the hot pool. So we're going down there. Let's keep going. The mountain is starting to show itself a little bit. It's going to be really pretty when that cloud disappears. That is where we are going. All right, I'm just sitting outside of the hot pools. I just want to show you this. Have a look at this. So can see the water taxis just come in, drop some people off, and you'll see some steam come out. We'll go and have a look there, but there's a dock camp in there. So, Department of Conservation camp in there, which you can camp up at. Probably have to book that. Water taxi drops in and picks people up from here, and this is somewhere that people start doing walks from. And I believe the Tarawera walk comes across these hills and ends up over here. So that's where your water taxi drops you off, and that's where you can build your hot pool, which we'll go have a look at soon. If you want to go around to the Waverunner, we'll have a look shortly. I'll put the name up in the bottom. Hot pool, which is a natural pool. It's a bit more of like a hot pool where you can actually put some steps, you can get into it. We'll go and have a look and have a swim shortly. You go round that corner. So those are the two that I know about. There goes your water taxi. Oh, look at all that steam. Hopefully you can see it on the video. I don't want to get too close because I probably don't want to be drawing that water up through the jet. So I'm just going to come in here and anchor up, and you can see all these little bollards and posts people have got in there to put your boats onto on the waterfront. I'll show you that in a sec. Have a look at this. Caution, very hot water and sand. And I can promise you it is very hot. So you can see here, you can just build yourself a little alcove, and it's a bit of a battle because you're trying to keep it at a temperature that's hot, but not too hot. And it's very easy to get too hot, and then it's easy to get too cold, so you're kind of battling with letting cold water in from the lake, which is freezing at this time of year, and letting in that nice hot water. So we're just I've got a wetsuit on and booties, although I just tore my heel, which is not ideal, on a rock. But let's jump in and have a look. I think what's saving me right now are my booties and my wetsuit, because I feel that that's too hot. So and that's really cold. So I think I'm sitting in a mixture of too cold and way too hot, but it's still kind of cool. I think if you mucked around here and moved the boulders around a bit, you could create your own little spa bath. Sort of comes down out of the hills here, out of the spring, and just makes its way into the lake. So you can see behind me there's some people that were kayaking and stayed overnight at the dock camp in a tent. So a popular thing to do if you're looking to do some camping. I think if you're looking to jet ski camp too, you could probably do that quite easily. It'd be a good spot. You just probably want to lock your ski, dock it up to a bollard, put a lock on it, and you'd be good to go. Book one of those campsites. Be a great time. Right, we've come around that corner and we just go in here. So just literally to the end of this little alcove bay, I usually throw an anchor or tie my ski to a tree, which we'll do right now. And sometimes there's 2 or 3 boats, but for the most part, you can always find a park. And then we'll go in and have a look at that little nice hot pool and have a swim. Okay, we are parked up in the bay. How blue is that water? It's so clear. There's another boat just pulling in over there, but usually this little bay is full of 3 or 4 boats, skis. It's really nice. There's a little path here we'll go up to. I've just tied my ski to this fern. It's not going to go anywhere. Pulled all my valuables out. We're going to walk up there. How cool is this? Okay, we are here. Have a look behind me. How good is that? It's literally 10 seconds walk through some bush. There's nobody here. So I'm going to jump in, have a swim, hopefully just bask in the quiet. All I can hear are birds. So nice. Usually there's a lot of people here, so let's get in there and have a look. Okay, let's have a... Probably should use the stairs, but oh wow. Oh man, that is so good. That is so good. It's probably how warm that would be. Mid to late 30s. It's quite hot. Last time I came here it wasn't this hot, so whether it's just because it's me in the pool, but hear that? Not a lot. This is amazing. I reckon I've got about 5 minutes before these people in a boat turn up. I mean, really, how good is this? So good. So lucky. Thanks for joining me on this little adventure. Hopefully you get something out of it. Just such a lovely part of the world, and it's very close to where I live, so I've got to be thankful for that. I'll catch you next time.